Welcome back to the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Well, we've rescued all the chocobos. Hooray!
And we also rescued the children who may or may not have been kidnapped by their dead parents.
Can you celebrate this with the Victory Fanfare kazoo cover?
No.
You know. Now that I think about it,
I can do a pretend saxophone cover. There.
Sure.
That's better what we heard a few minutes ago. I'm gonna tell you that.
basically, folks, for context sake,
seriously,
we just looked at the Nintendo.
I'm publishing these two things separately. Keep your stuff alone.
Basically,
Sure.
Okay, folks. Context and story has brought it up. Around the time of this, we are looking at past E3s. And since they'll probably be out around the same time or a bit before this part, a bit of a heads up, we looked at the Nintendo Wii one in 2008.
Yeah.
With the infamous music.
I'm gonna leave it at that. So yeah, basically, this little girl's attempt to try and cheer people up is to play old nostalgic music so that they'll feel a bit better.
Aww.
If I recall correctly, you need the 3 specific vinyls for this one.
And as of right now, I don't have them.
Great.
So
again, go ahead, finish.
So basically, so what I did, I think I might have cut some bits out, but what I was doing, I played every single disc that I had on me at that moment, and none of them worked. I mean, I thought some of them would work, but they didn't.
The game indicates to you whether or not you have the right one by having the green little icon thing.
Oh yeah, The Oppressed. I'm sure that's a very good song to play with that title.
And well, there you go. She's literally telling you off because of it. There you go. Good job, Eddie. But yeah, again, it boils down to the fact that the world building in this remake is far leagues beyond what the original game could have ever done.
Also, oh crap! Don't tell me I played every single song and left it in the box.
No, why don't you try Let the Battles Begin? That sure to rouse people.
True, but I think the last thing people want to be thinking of now is battles.
Oh, but you selected it. Blasphemy. That should be able to rouse any poor spirit.
Bearer, seek lest.
Okay, what do these people want?
Well, a song called The Oppressed, clearly. Okay, that doesn't work. How about the honeybee in? Okay. Yeah. The main theme of the game, that'll help.
Dang, they don't even like that.
Yeah.
I know what will work. A song from the Noisy Duo.
This child has
brilliant.
very specific taste in music.
I'll say. Apparently, so do the people.
Hey, Costa del Sol. They can escape to the beach in their minds with the song.
Not even that.
Jeez.
Betty is very demanding. She has high standards.
Pick your own music.
Not even really. Not even the gold saucer brings smiles to people's faces.
Hey, what if we? It's a shame we can't get the Final Fantasy XIV remix.
Well, I'm pretty sure Java is pretty knowledgeable at this point, but the lower class doesn't really care about the fact that children built an amusement park on top of a miner's colony that they ruined.
So in that case, Tio, what music would make them happy?
I don't know. I'm not an expert. I think the clue that you need is to actually talk to the people that are depressed around. I think they give you an idea of.
Also, by the way, that was little Yuffie's theme we were hearing a bit of a while ago.
Just drop the Chocobo mixtape. Come on.
Right. About Stamp.
Yeah, that's literally military propaganda. I don't think these people will be cheered up by that.
Hey, the people who want to join the army and pretend.
Midgar Blues.
With it.
I don't think.
Wait, what? Oh no.
I don't think I've ever asked you this too, or if you have said, I don't remember you saying it.
Go
But, what do you think of the all the 30 jukebox remixes that we got for this?
Well, I forgot if I answered, but just in case. No, all of them are pretty fine. And being optional, they're not actually forced. It's not like a thing that like the remake puts that first and foremost, and it allows the composer to experiment a bit, and getting away with it. So that's perfectly fine.
All right, move.
So basically, we need to find some other music to make these
it's
people
kind of
happy.
like at one of the side concerts that Square held, someone came up with a bongo remix of One Winged Angel. Yes, that is a thing, by the way.
Yeah.
But that I think was like of a side stuff.
Look at that.
Oh.
There was a song playing there, Dwibs. Well, you didn't.
You didn't follow the triple question mark.
Don't worry, I'll get there. I'll get there later. Right now we got
If
some
I
other
want
side
to-
missions
Oh,
to
you're
do.
going to the gym now? Oh,
Actually, this is the arena.
Actually, that'll be the arena.
If I still wanted the proper orchestral remix of One Winged
Well,
Angel, there is the one that Square actually pushed at most of his concert. So there's that.
I'm actually quite a big fan of the orchestral version that comes with the Reunion Tracks album from back in '97.
All
I
right.
think I think it's that
Oh,
possibly.
nice. Fight on.
Yeah. Okay, remember how in the original Advent Children trailers they played One Winged Angel, not the one from the movie itself, but an orchestral version of the original.
I don't remember the trailers.
Well, basically, that's the version from Reunion Tracks that they used for the trailers.
If it's the same one that they also use for the Dissidia games, yeah, that's the one.
I don't think for the city they made new versions.
No,
so they didn't.
One Winged Angel is the orchestral one that we use in concerts.
Why are you pacing back and forth?
Well, there are various orchestral versions, however, so I don't know if it's the specific one that I'm mentioning. I don't think the city had the specific one that I'm mentioning, but I'll have to look back again. It's been a
Oh
while.
yeah, good memories here. Me and Arif, we were a fighting tag team.
Drinking
duo.
some mysterious liquids.
Yeah, there
Seem
was
to
that
do
too.
nothing.
Still have no idea what the energy drink is for, folks.
Also,
The research continues.
Also, I fought a hell house. That was a thing.
I mean, Cloud, you've done weirder things.
I know, right?
You will do weirder things.
You've been seeing Dementors flying about.
I've been
Just
seeing...
wait for that CPR minigame.
Ugh.
Well, Teo, maybe. Don't worry, Teo. Don't worry, Teo. I'm sure the developers would make it all the better improved thanks to the successes.
How...
Well, I wasn't talking
oh,
about
God.
that. I was talking about maybe raise a bit the age of Priscilla this time. Thank you.
So what we got to do in that one? Hold the PS4 controller and shift it down like this.
Well, how about I have a better solution, Teo. Just have Tifa do it. Wouldn't that work better?
I mean, honestly, okay, look. Regardless of her age, she needed the CPR, so we should not let our perverse...
It's a problem that they mentioned in a movie commentary somewhere, I forgot which one, the fact that Hollywood romanticizes it, even media in general romanticize it when it absolutely should not.
Well, here's an idea, just don't romanticize it then.
I don't, but the problem is that the industry, a lot of fans do, and I wish there was a way to convince them not to.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
the
just...
industry kind of just does it.
So let's just pray that the remake doesn't romanticize
There's
it.
nothing romantic, a person is fucking dying.
But no, it's love at first sight.
I can't even sit down. That's so rude.
Hey, I brought some friends with me.
Champ, couldn't have picked a better time. This Kyrie chick totally flaked on her match.
Also, watch out, dude, your golden chain may clip into your body.
What do you say? Mind taking her spot?
Well, I mean, these scenes were directed by Toriyama and didn't like Lightning Returns have these problems.
Dwibs, here's the thing. I'm gonna have to interject there. Here's the thing. These cutscenes are not directed per se. These are in-game scripted cutscenes that just involve generic animation cycles. I mean,
You can't expect everything to be specialized here and there.
yeah, like when we say Toriyama directed the cutscenes, we mean the actual proper mocap scene.
Oh, you again.
You again.
Still, what I would say is this: I found it a bit weird that the surface of the pecs of the character was not rendered solid, and so the chain was clipping in it.
I'll also say this, Dwibs. Taylor himself even said it during our Lightning Returns playthrough that, to be fair, you cannot prevent clipping 100%. It's always going to be at least there in some capacity.
That is also the reason why Kingdom Hearts Birth-based Leap, despite advertising the armor characters with a cape, actually did not include them, because Square actually found a lot difficult to implement them without massive clipping.
Also, there's the terrifying Beastmaster right there.
Well, the Hellhound is the real threat here, clearly.
Yeah, true. And not to mention this, I can assure you, like, the clipping in clipping in Lightning Returns is like it's not even in the same ballpark. Like
here I found this by accident, in just a side conversation. Lightning Returns, you can't go 5 steps without finding one.
Not even just that, Taylor. Like to give credit, this is the thing. The primary problem with the clipping most likely isn't even so much because of direction mode. It's more so because of the lack of polish. Because that game was made over the course of a fucking year.
That too.
I mean, 13.2 came out in December 2011 in Japan, if I remember correctly, and came out
in early 2012 everywhere else.
Yeah, and Lightning Returns came out in Japan in about November or December of 2013.
Oh, by the way, just wanted to point out.
So basically a year later, give or take.
Yes, Joe?
Just wanted to point out, you'll notice that also the other characters also do their classic victory poses.
Yeah.
After the battle.
Also, Cloud, I'm sorry, I guess you got another title now, Beast Whisperer.
But yeah, like I said, like give or take a year between both 13.2 and Lightning Returns. So that game was doomed when it comes to those kinds of things. Basically.
Anyway, back to this though. Yeah, I do like the lore building and how Cloud is now apparently the hero of Wall Market too. Like that is a nice sense of accomplishment.
Protagonist. That's kind of what you.
So how'd it go?
All right, Kyria, we did your fucking chores. Now behave.
Really? That is so good to hear.
Learn your lesson, girl.
No.
Totally. From now on, I only steal from the right people.
That's not.
Talk about a weight off my shoulders. Oh, I completely lost track of time.
Wait.
I better get going.
Hold it.
Hello, I've come here.
Oh, her grandma.
And Miriel is Kyria's grandmother.
Ooh, you're gonna be in trouble.
What? Did I forget to mention it to you? Kyria is my granddaughter. My flesh.
My condolences, lady.
We even have the same eyes. Kyria, the key. You've kept them waiting long enough.
Yeah. What's it for, anyway?
And we didn't got Johnny's wallet.
And how's that any of your business?
And yeah, there's an option in this game to give the wallet back to it.
Whoa!
Did I mention when I laughed how aggressive the localization is in this?
Me embarrass you? Says the girl who steals from anyone. Even a thief needs.
Yeah, there you go, Grandma. School her ass.
Well, yeah, it's not the funniest thing because the voice actor's voice is a
Oh,
phantom thief.
look at the shot!
Kyrie,
It's
Yeah,
I mean.
there you go. Turns out that Miriel is the angel of Islam. So.
I'll admit, I guessed that the first time.
I would have never guessed.
If you actually manage to if Cloud manages to be a good boy and completes all the side quests before embarking towards the final stretch of the game, you will even get a letter of thanks from her. And actually a trophy for it.
Right?
Kudos.
Okay, we'll see you later. We'll see you for a game that came out like just over a week before this one.
I'm confident, similar to some of the other side characters, I'm confident we will see Kyria again in future parts.
Inside
Alright,
or
so we got
outside of
wallet.
Midgar? Actually,
Okay, like I mentioned earlier, we can choose to give the wallet back to Johnny, or we can choose not to. I was contemplating not doing it because he's very irresponsible. He'll probably get it lost again.
I'm assuming you think the same for Johnny as well, too.
Well, no, I'm more with Cloud. Johnny needs to get out of town, so he needs the wallet.
No, I mean Johnny showing up in future parts.
Well, Johnny, even in the original game, like I said, shows up in Cost of the Soul,
Yeah,
so
true,
he needs to be expected. I want to talk about some of the newer characters introduced here, like Kyria. God, I forgot him. Motorcycle dude that wants to bang Cloud.
Rush,
thank you. And some of the others that will show up. Not necessarily all of them. Like, for example, Don Corneo's lieutenant probably we will not see them again, at least like maybe a passing mention or something like that. But I'm confident that some of the others will be integrated somehow, like there will be some kind of event they will decide to move to different locations.
Obviously, Rush is the one that's gonna defeat Sephiroth. And then
absolutely.
No, wait.
Don't you see? Instead of being heard that Sephiroth killed the Midgar Zolom, this time we'll see Rosh executing the beast on the spot.
No, wait. Actually, it'll turn out that Rosh is Sephiroth in disguise.
Oh, sure.
I mean, come on. It would explain a lot, and it wouldn't be the
Sephiroth
first...
doesn't like vehicles, though. He prefers to travel on his own by teleportation.
But that's a good disguise, though, isn't it?
Exactly.
No one would suspect him.
Also, you know what I think it would be a plot twist?
Hold on. Also, Tia, don't forget Nev and children. Apparently, Sephiroth's vessels like to ride motorbikes.
Oh. Fucking garbage boy band.
Actually, I think I've got it. I think I've got how this series is going to end.
What?
I think this is the remix of the prelude.
Also, there's the Final Fantasy prelude. So anyway, as I was thinking, what I was thinking was, well, Aerith probably heard one too many times from people that, Aerith's the one that dies, that she goes insane and resorts to drastic measures to try and stop her death from happening, including killing everyone else she knows to make sure that she wouldn't be influenced into getting herself.
I can't be killed by someone if everyone else is dead.
I'm glad they stuck. I'm glad there's one for the jukebox, because that is more for the traditional prelude, because I don't really care for Final Fantasy X's version of the prelude, to be honest.
Also, I thought 15 was the game that started
exactly.
garbage. The garbage boy
like
band.
I mentioned, I like the costumes of those either. Like I like them on fabric and the balance between like the shorts and the jacket, but I don't like the color balance of them being mostly black.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get quite possibly one of the greatest performances from a NPC character in a side quest ever.
Well, today at least they're actually good characters. So.
I didn't question their personalities or
We're talking about their outfits just not being the best.
Your physique, slender yet toned, and that perfectly balanced symmetry. I can tell from a glance that you learned from the best there.
Little foreshadowing for a future part.
You're conflicted. Tifa? Excuse me. You're Tifa, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know my name? Because your boyfriend there just told me.
No, because it's written, no, Dwibs, remember, like Fang from Heaven's Rise said, no, because it's written on the screen. So
yeah.
There's a teleprompter behind you.
So yeah, now it's time for Andrea versus Tifa in Gym Challenge. I forgot pull-ups. Thank you.
Pull-ups. This mini game did give me a bit of trouble because of how it worked.
Trust me, you don't even know the half of it. I'll get into it while we're doing it.
Okay, so to be honest, this is a bit of an unfair contest. You have a regular guy up against a woman who has
can pile drive giant monsters.
Yes, she can pile drive giant monsters, and isn't her bloodstream partly made up of Marco or something?
No, actually, no. She hasn't been injected. Also, keep in mind what Andrea said. She's told, but she's also tight, which means conflicted, which means she has not reached peak perform. And the core rule for a martial artist is that training is never done.
All right. So what you have to do here. Where the arrow goes to, you have to press that corresponding button, and it goes in a pattern. But eventually the pattern eventually it will fade away, and you have to pretty much guess when it happens.
Keep the rhythm.
It's pretty much like the Cloud's push-up thing. It works in a very similar way. The problem is when you try to go for the trophy of this bloody minigame.
Oh, and I just beat him.
There
That was round 1, though. Here's round 2.
The easiest difficulty is easy as fuck, so...
I do like the remix that they make of the
Also,
battle
Andrea,
theme
if you
for
fuck
this.
up these matches for simple pull-ups, you really need to
no,
rethink of your career.
Andrea fucking sucks at this. She fucking sucks.
Considering how much he was flexing earlier, that's a surprise.
Maybe he's just going
He's trying his, come on, guys, he's trying his hardest.
Maybe he's going easy on
So did
Tifa.
Waluigi, and yet he's still not playable, Dwibs.
Maybe he's just style over substance. I don't know.
By the skin of my teeth, I just beat him.
That to losing pose.
Well, he's a graceful loser.
Don't look at me right now.
Please.
It seems you've bested me, Tifa.
I can't believe I won.
Your fiery passion pushed me to my limits and helped me to overcome my lingering stress and fatigue.
See, he's such a chat even about losing.
Oh, Andrea is awesome.
No, thank you for the same.
We all became better people for it.
And we got some rewards for it.
You got one of the manuals.
But you know, actually, you know, you may be interested for what if though, guys. What if Tifa was injected with stuff from the live stream?
Then she wouldn't need Cloud. Well, mind you, she doesn't need. Well, mind you, she doesn't need him anyway. Because
okay. Think about it though. Tifa's base strength amplified by Mako energy. That would be quite interesting.
Are you gonna challenge Jay? Oh, okay. No, because I don't think he'd even be able to beat Jay, much less Jules. Okay, allow me. Basically, everybody, I platinumed this game, and what I consider to be the hardest trophy is not the golden trophy for completing all chapters in hard mode. It's the trophy associated to this mini game.
Really?
I'm not even kidding you, Jova. In order to beat Jules, which is the hardest mode version of this mini game, it's perfection or losing. It boils down to that. Here's the problem with that hard. Okay.
There's always time.
Excuse me, I'm right here.
I'm over here, you rude bastard.
Yeah. Here's
Well,
the
he's
thing.
busy training. He doesn't want to look at you. But yes, Pedro.
Here's something that doesn't describe when he described the minigame. Unlike Cloud's push-ups, where the pattern of buttons is always the same until in all difficulties until you win, in between each of the 2 rounds, the pattern completely changes. So basically, you might get into a groove where you get used to doing a pattern, which makes it a lot easier to get in the rhythm when the QTE flashes disappear. Yeah, Chadley. So, Chadley, what have you got for us today?
Also, you gonna check inside the mansion?
I've developed a new materia.
Oh boy.
We have to in a bit.
Oh, wind materia.
Nah, not interested.
Enemy skill.
Kill me now.
HP absorption. That's one of the best materials.
Actually, I'm more interested in enemy skill.
That's the thing. The enemy skills in this game are only 4 of them, and they're not particularly great.
One of them is even relegated to one of the super bosses anyway.
There'll be more. Besides, use the enemy skills against them. That's a classic tactic.
Oh yeah, to be fair, you couldn't even get the enemy skill material during the Midgar arc anyway.
No. Well, I think you that's the thing. I think you could get the materia, but not any of the actual enemy skill. The first you got was Matra Magic outside of Midgar.
Oh,
true. Yeah.
And
But yeah, you might have problems with round 2 because you'll get so used to doing that specific pattern, then later in round 2 the pattern completely changes, so it might throw you off in ways if you're not particularly good at changing your mindset. But the big problem is that I'm not even kidding you. Jules is it's true. I'm not even kidding you. I swear, Jules must be scripted in the way he plays the hard mode, because he always screws up only once per round.
Really?
I'm not even kidding. I have, for the many times I've attempted the minigame until I finally got it, he only screwed up once per round.
Was it always the same area?
However, the problem is, Jova, when he's not screwing up those 2 times, Jova, he's basically perfect with his timing and pressing. Meaning, the only way for you to beat Jules is to not screw up. Period.
All right.
Let's play some new tracks that we got.
Wow, what a song! It makes me feel like I can do anything.
Really?
Chaos.
This heavy metal tune makes you uplifted? Okay.
So hang on, let me get this straight. Let the battles begin doesn't pump you up, but
Maybe
this...
The boss theme does, yeah. That's legit.
Maybe that guy looks Japanese. Maybe he's a Nobu Kagayama fan.
Alright, so let's play the others then. Good night until tomorrow. Is this a remix of the Sleepy theme from the original?
Yes, which includes also the prelude, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This song is a favorite of mine.
Oh my.
All right.
And now for the third one. Stand up.
I know this one. Marlene and I.
It's the one we like, Joe.
Yep.
That's wrong.
Oh boy.
This is how you get down with this jam.
Let me show
Excuse
you.
me?
Hello?
Grandpa, have you taken your pills yet?
Whoa!
No,
Grandpa can
don't.
still
Don't
work
in front of the
himself.
child.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are you kids doing? You're doing this wrong.
Well, Grandpa
No.
still got the moves. Oh wow. I just saw.
Isn't this great? Everyone's smiling again. Thanks so much for the help.
Our pleasure. I think we needed it too.
Aw.
Yeah.
Barrett,
sure.
why do you keep doing that?
Okay, I know. Are they trying to make up for the amount of times the victory fanfare wasn't used in the
This is
13 challenge
something-
or something to this day?
This is something that started in 15, Dwibs, with Prompto sometimes humming the Victory Fanfare.
Yeah, I know. Prompto does it. But...
Okay.
Since the Victory Fanfare doesn't play as often as it did back in the day, Square is trying to be a bit creative to try to come up with excuses to throw in the fanfare when they can, basically.
Yeah, but Barrett likes to motivate people. Maybe he created the theme as a
I mean, you
sort
get
of.
it
It's like,
in-
yay!
You get it in 14 quite a lot.
Well,
not
Dibs,
14 though.
we're talking about
Dibs, it
this
works
game.
differently. Keep in mind that I will take that over things like 13 and not having it at all, or replacing with something else entirely. Java, that's the thing, it's not even that in its own, there's a simple lack of consistency. That shit's irritating,
even
simple as that.
Yeah.
What Teo said, but that's the thing, Jova. That's not even a fanfare. That's just random notes. And that's our fanfare, it seems. No, let's not have one like in Korean 2 where the orchestra goes full ta-da-ta-ta-ta-ta, or Dragon Quest. Nah, we can't. Nah, let's not have that. Let's have fucking whatever the hell that was. Or even worse, that's the thing. And in the 13-2 one, goddamn, the 13-2 Victory Fanfare is boredom incarnate.
Oh god,
Jesus Christ. Ugh.
Okay, so let's go back to the slums.
You know what's the interesting thing too?
Wow.
I also did a better original Victory Fanfare in World of Final Fantasy. It's not as good as the original Wamatsu one, but it's a good
If
one.
I recall correctly, there are also one or two at least in Mobius, but I don't remember them right now.
Shane Mobius's, well, I think at the time of this recording is close to
Yes,
showing.
so they closed it during May. I still wish.
Toriyama's busy with this project now. So
No. Keep in mind that the team had the time to actually conclude the story, so I'm perfectly also fine with that. I only wish there was a way to repropose it in an actual proper price tag way, so that people can actually enjoy the story and see how is it about.
Plus, they did a crossover with 10.
They did a crossover with many things in terms of Mobius, the Dwibs. So
yeah. The problem is that Square Enix is not very good about putting their mobile games in other platforms.
actually, no. Mobius actually had a Steam release, and it actually looked pretty fine. Yes.
Oh, but is that outside of Japan as well?
Yes, I actually played it for the most part because my mobile phone was not
And yeah,
supporting
besides-
obvious.
And yes, because I like Cloud not being just pure dickhead, I'm just going to give Johnny his wallet back.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I'm sure he'll be fine too then.
Well, I'll mention later.
And now he's not letting his crush get in the way of her safety.
People are like very confused.
Don't.
Good luck out there, Johnny.
Excuse me.
Rude.
Fine wherever. You're Johnny. Don't forget.
And if we happen to meet again, it'll probably be on someplace outlandish like a beach, overlooking a madman surrounded by bikini babes.
Watch as the next part to change the order. The character visits the town, and Johnny is waiting because so he's like, where the fuck is everyone?
Ladies and gentlemen,
First of all, the Johnny experience. Secondly, you were facing Cloud when you said that, mate.
So Shiroi, final thoughts on the Johnny experience, as the game calls it.
Interesting times.
Also, yeah, I love how it talks. I love how even though we know who the Angel of the Slums is, the reporters still wondering, and we just leave him there. Like,
it's better if the press doesn't know, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, the Angel of the Slums...
Shinra definitely is not.
Okay, let me put it this. The Angel of the Slums, as far as we know, is doing more good for the people than bad. And revealing the identity of who she is, yeah, would not be good for her.
Okay, so now we're going to find Corneo's
one of the vaults. Yeah.
Think of it like this way, Liz. It's like Jeb in VR Troopers. The world is not ready for a talking dog. It's just not.
Okay, so how? So go on.
The virtual reality, evil monsters, destroying shit, cannon nose monsters. No, that's perfectly fine. Now a talking dog? No, the world is not ready for that.
Okay, so how this side mission works is interesting. There are 3 secret stashes you have to find, but you can only get 2 of them in this part of the game. You can only get the 3rd one in the next main game mission.
Yeah.
But yeah, just might as well finish though. Like, okay. See, it's not even. And before you say anything, Teo, no, it doesn't have to do with QT, with my my phobia of QT. What?
No, like I'm confused. Please go on.
No. I'm continuing about the pull-up minigame.
Oh.
And before you say anything, Terry, it has nothing to do with my phobia of QTEs. No, that's not the problem. Problem is...
Please, Joe, let him continue.
The problem is you have to be perfect with your rhythm. Otherwise, you'll fail against Jules. It's that simple.
Alright, so,
losing.
So yeah, well, I wasn't kidding about the stash. Not only are there boxes everywhere, these little things you can open, but they're so valuable. They're made out of gold.
You'd think Don Corneo would keep these things in some kind of a big safe or something.
I guess he figured that.
Hell, someone who has some
Ruby
kind of
tiara.
Hell, a particularly athletic person in this universe can just jump over that fucking gate. So...
Well, I guess to be fair, the trick would be getting out with the loot.
Yeah, but still, though, you think he'd leave some security.
There you go. The box is even heavy space on it.
Okay. I think for context's sake, though, nobody is really foolish enough to mess with Corneo, though. Like, if he found out...
I walked 4,000 out of 5,000 steps, eh?
Yep. If he found out, he'd probably have that person drawn and quartered. But since he's not in power now, at the moment, it seems, it's good for free pickings.
Die. Well, I got 2 Mr. Cuddlesworth.
Basically, explosive plushies. Literally throw them on screen and they are grenades.
Nice.
Okay, have I missed any? No, I haven't. Now for the second one.
All right, gang.
Which I jump cut to for your convenience. Not there.
Come on, I know it's got to be around here somewhere.
I hope so. Cloud had been walking around here for hours.
Well, it's good for our exercise.
Exercise? What good is exercising if I can't walk?
It'll strengthen your legs so that you'll be able to run more. And trust me, we're going to have to run a lot.
Stop your wisecracks. I'll show you how strong my legs are.
So you do have energy for that, then?
At least
Right,
this
so
hiding place is a little more discreet.
Tiara.
Yeah, sure, it's a bit small,
Wait a minute,
but
tiara.
more discreet.
Wait, this isn't the tiara I wore that night, which we will never
Not
bring
just
up
that,
again.
we found a ruby one and a diamond one.
Oh god.
Not there.
He kept mementos
Oh.
from that night.
Hmm.
He kept
Well,
mementos
we'll get
and
to
he
that.
put them in
Keep that
treasure
in mind
boxes.
for when we found the third vault.
Wouldn't it be great though if this means that we could have Cloud wear the dress again in the campaign? I mean, you know,
That would be a great alternative costume.
honestly, I don't get why they didn't just do that. Like, heck, PC models will probably do that anyway. Might as well just get ahead of the curve.
What, Cloud wearing a dress for the whole game?
Yeah, as an alternative costume.
Well, yeah, don't worry, I've heard of that trope. Kick a finery. Basically, for those who don't know, that means someone is wearing a very formal dress that you would normally think would be able to for fighting, gets proven otherwise.
Compare
So
or
Tifa earlier on then.
Compare or contrast with or when someone wears something really shiny like gold or jewels, that would be more impractical than anything.
We've already gone there, Miriel.
If you're curious, there's another
She
door with
only
Don Corneo's emblem in it.
acknowledges it when you get the.
Right by the Angel's hiding.
Yes, we have been there
I
too.
hear Corneo's got secret rooms hidden in the sewers. More than even he knows, if the rumors are true.
Oh boy.
Okay, now that one we didn't know, but again, like I said, we'll have to get to that during the next main story mission. And speaking of that, that will be one of the things we will do in the next part, I believe. So join us then. And here's Cloud's tip of the day. Don't try and do my hairstyle. You can't pull it off.
Okay, then.
Thank you, Square.
Plenty of cosplayers have done that, though. But yeah.
But not as good as the Cloud, because he said so.
Okay.
See ya.
See you for next
At
time.
some point, I guess. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.